Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube classes. So in the last class we have seen the analytical methods for vector addition. Hope you all are fine with that portion. Now today in our class we are going to discuss about multiplication of vectors. Now when you come to the multiplication of vectors you will be having two methods, that is a dot product and your cross product. Okay, multiplication of vectors you are having dot product and cross product. This dot product you can also call it as the scalar product, and cross product you can call it as the vector product. Okay, so today in our class we will discuss this dot product or scalar product and its properties. Scalar product or dot product. Now scalar product or dot product, if A is a vector and B is going to be another vector, their dot product is being represented as A dot B. Okay, this is how you will represent the dot product of two vectors. Now how you will define this dot product is that dot product of two vectors can be defined as the product of their magnitude and cosine of the angle between them. Okay, how will you define a dot product? Dot product or a scalar product of two vectors can be defined as the product of magnitude of those two vectors and cosine of the angle between them. That is, if you are having two vectors, vector A and vector B, and if this is going to be the theta angle between them, you can define it as the product of their magnitude and cosine of the angle between those two vectors, whatever you are going to take it. Now this B cos theta will be a component of this B. Okay, will be a component of this B taken along vector A. Now when you talk about this component, a small thing you have to learn, that is every vector it can be resolved into 2. Okay, a vector can be resolved into 2. I will tell you how it is. See, if you are going to take a vector along your Cartesian coordinate x-axis, y-axis. Now if you are going to have a vector A here, this vector you can resolve it into 2, that is one along your x-axis and one along your y-axis, that is ax and ay. Okay, now the sum of these two, that is ax plus ay, the sum of these two resolved vectors will give you the net effect of this given vector A itself. Okay, so no change in the net effect. If you are splitting this A into two components, then the combined effect of these two will be the effect of the given vector A itself. Okay, so in that sense only I told you here B cos theta is going to be the vector component along the direction of A. Now let us come to the properties of the scalar product or your vector product. See, first two properties, it is very familiar to you, as such you are learning in your maths. The first one is commutative. So if two vectors, you are having vector A and vector B, both are commutative, means A dot B will be equal to B dot A. Okay, now the second one is scalar products are distributive, which means that if you are having three vectors A, B and C, they are distributive, means A dot B plus C will be equal to A dot B plus A dot C. So this is your distributive property, the same as that you are learning in your maths itself. Okay. Now this is your third property, that is a scalar product of two mutually perpendicular vector is 0. So you can prove that if you are having two vectors A and B, okay, so the scalar product means A dot B expansion, you are having AB cos theta. Now since here it is mutually perpendicular, theta will be equal to 90 degree. Cos theta is equal to cos 90 degree will be equal to 0. So automatically A dot B or the scalar product or the dot product of two mutually perpendicular vector will be 0. Now this is going to be your fourth property of your scalar product. The scalar product of two parallel vector will be equal to the product of their magnitudes. Let us see how. Same thing, if you are having two vectors A and B, their dot product will be A dot B and the expansion will be A B cos theta. Now if these two vectors are parallel, then theta will be equal to 0. So that is A dot B will be equal to A B cos 0. Now cos 0 is equal to 1. Then A dot B will be equal to product of their magnitude A B. Now let us see what will be the scalar product of a vector with itself. Okay. Now if A is going to be a vector, the scalar product of with itself means A dot A. Expansion will be A cos theta. So with itself it will not be having any angle between them. So theta will be equal to 0 again. So you will get it as A with itself. A dot A will be equal to A into A, this will be equal to A square, which means that the scalar product of a vector with itself will be the square of its magnitude. Now we are coming to the scalar product of orthogonal unit vectors. Now we have already seen in the last class orthogonal unit vectors. I is along x-axis, j along y-axis and k along z-axis, isn't it? And you know that in a Cartesian coordinate all the three axes will be mutually perpendicular also. Now when you come to the scalar product of these unit vectors, first let us see I dot I, j dot j and k dot k. Okay, so for I dot I, it will be I cos theta. Now since they are orthogonal unit vectors, the magnitude will be 1. Isn't it? Unit vectors are having magnitude 1. Now cos theta, since it is with itself, theta will be equal to 0. Cos 0 is equal to 1. So that I dot I is equal to 1. Similarly, j dot j will be j cos theta. So, be unit vectors, it will be, magnitude will be 1, 1. Here also, since with itself, cos will be, theta will be 0. Here also 1. The same with k also. Isn't it? So, we can conclude. So, from this, what we can conclude? We can conclude that I dot I is equal to j dot j is equal to k dot k will be equal to 1. Now let us see what is I dot j. It will be I j cos theta. Isn't it? Now here I and j, since unit vectors magnitude is going to be 1, then cos theta I and j, the angle between them is going to be 90 degrees. So it will be cos 90 will be 0. So this will be equal to 0. Okay, if you do it for j dot k also, the same way it will be 0. Then k dot I also it is going to be 0. Or you can conclude I dot j is equal to j dot k is equal to k dot I is equal to 0. So these are two important relations of the scalar product is going to be very important in terms of your numericals. If you want to go through the numericals, you should remember these 2 points very clearly, then only you will be able to do the numericals. Again, don't get confused. Only one section, that is scalar product only we have discussed here. When you come to the vector product, there also you are having some relations. Don't get confused with that. We will learn that there. So for the time being, remember these two equations or these 2 points properly, and till we see in the next class. So I am winding up today's portion with this vector product. We will see it in the next class. Till then, you read your textbook properly at home, and if you have any doubt, put it in the comment box. Till then, take care and stay safe. Bye bye.